Okay, it looks like we are live. So welcome back. It has been a little bit, but I have returned. So today I'm going to be continuing to work on my virtual machine. Yep, there we go. Okay, so what do we need to do today? I basically want to add better air handling because right now, specifically in the assembler. All right, let's make a. Let's see. I have a test.test file? I can get rid of all this. All right, look. So if we do something like whoops, push 15, then pop. Yeah. So if we get rid of the 15, here's the message that we get. So let's build everything and test.test. Expected input found type pop. So that is basically like I don't show the line number, anything like that. So that's basically kind of what I want to handle now and test some edge cases and such. Yeah. So I apologize if I'm a bit rusty. I haven't really programmed at all or even really used a computer in the past week, so maybe a bit rusty and messing things up. But I am going to try. So this is mostly going to be in the parser. Not test. Alright, yeah, the parser.c. So pretty much this shouldn't be too difficult to do. We already have all the things for it. So yeah, so expected type in. Yeah, so I think we could probably make like a print error function. Which basically takes let's see. So this can be typed in or label. Alright, well actually, so we'll do %s, so that'll be the file name, colon, %d, colon, %d. And then error. Yeah, so I think that is good. So let's put the file name. So that is actually in the Lexer. Token stack index dot file name. I think that's what it's called. And then yeah, so should I separate this into its own variable, like current token? That might be valuable to do. Like just at the start of the thing. So let's make a token. Token current token equals. Hello there, Sam Sepio 30. I apologize if I mispronounced that. How are you doing today? So yeah, let's just grab the current token. Index. And then we'll be able to update all these, and that'll be a bit cleaner, but for now, I'll just use it here and make sure it works. Yeah, so let's just replace this with current. Okay. Is something wrong? Alright, see. Whoops. Okay, current token dot line and current token dot character. Yeah, so character. There we go. Yeah. And this we should be able to pass the current token. And let's make sure all this works. Current token. So would this be on YouTube? Yeah, so it is gonna go up on YouTube. I think in like 2 or 3 days, something like that. Yeah, there's a bit of a buffer period, which is a lot shorter now, because I haven't streamed in a week. But yes, it will be on YouTube, in the coming days. I have to go through it and stuff though. Yeah. All right, so that should work now. So this is. All right, yeah. So this is for any of the. Oops. Okay. Thanks. Yep. All right. Yeah. So let's actually open the test.tasm. Yes, that's what we. Well, no. Let's make it a swap. Mini swap. And we'll go ahead and check that. Let's rebuild everything. And alright, so no member name file name. So I seem to have forgotten what it is. So lexer.h. Did we? Oh, it's in the Lexer. Okay, so that's where we store the file name. That is okay. So I should be able to just do lexer.file name. Yeah, I think that'll work. So, alright. Lexer is a pointer. Oh, yeah. Okay, so have to do that. Alright, do token stack. Yeah, okay, so that needs to be Lexer token stack. Pretty simple. So, yeah. think that. So now, all right, and let's try TASM, test.tasm, and let's see, type in swap. Okay, so there is a problem because that's not, yeah, because we don't actually want the, oh yeah, we need to actually update the current token when we do index plus plus. So this seems to have worked though, so that is good. Yeah, we need to set the current token. If I do something like that, then we should be able to set it here. Whoops. Right here, if I indent that, there we go. Yeah, so that should update it, right? Found type pop. All right, so that is actually what we want. So, yeah. So that is line 2. That is where pop was found, the first character. So then, but if we do something like in type properly, all right, yeah, in swap pop, then it's going to show it on line 1. And yeah, so character 3, that is a bit interesting. I must not be iterating the characters properly because this is not character 3, that'd be 8. So let's actually look at that in the vector.c. Let's see, wherever we do character monkey plus plus, yeah, character plus plus. So oh, you know what? The problem, I don't think we are iterating the character when we are generating keyword, right? Let's see. We can look at that. Generate keyword. And then yeah, we need to iterate the character here for each one that we go through here. So, yeah. So, all right. Let's do this actually. Character plus equals 1, and we'll make this a pointer to the character, and we'll pass it in here. So then, let's see, I don't think we use anywhere else. And then that, if we go to generate keyword right here, and we can pass it just like that. And now, let's see if I mess anything up. Yes, so that is actually in the header. I need to update it. Generate keyword. Character. Okay, and then, all right, so let's see now. Well, so yeah, so that actually goes to the end. So we do actually want to place the character at the beginning, but we still want to iterate it. So actually, I think we can do a little something like this. So if we do, after we do that, then we do character plus equals, let's see, keyword length, something like that. And then that should, yeah. So that still sets it properly, but then it still iterates the character. Because 9 should be, yeah, we'll set 8. That's not it. So that's still not right. Oh, but it's probably, because we do iterate it twice, so we need to do -1. Because we don't want to iterate it each time there. Yeah, so that's actually the issue. Yeah, because we iterate it in here, and then down here as well, we iterate it after we go through all that. And we do actually need to do the same thing in generate number and generate character. So let's see if we can go ahead and do that. It should be pretty simple. Yeah, so we're passing the character here again. We're gonna have to update this all in the header file as well. So let's see. Character plus equals, let's see what. Yeah, so actually it's gonna be plus equal to, or it's be 3 because we have the quotation mark. So it's always going to be that. So we can actually do 2 because 3 minus 1. I think I'll add a comment just so I can remind myself why I'm doing minus 1. Yeah, so basically, increment character by length of by 3 because of the character length. Also, back 1 because iteration occurs in main function in Lexer as well. Something like that. And I can probably put that in all of them. So we're going to do the same thing here. So we'll do keyword length, which I should probably change the name keyword length because that's not exactly accurate with when we're generating the number. But okay. And yes, we do need to update this. This is a bit more complicated. So where do we do all this stuff? So do we use? I don't think we use character anywhere else except for here. So that should be fine. Keyword length. Yeah, so that should still work. And then I will by length of. Oops, something happened. By length of character. Okay, I'm not sure why that's happening. Of number. Give me a second. Number. Alright, yeah, I think I need to exit near them. I'm not sure why it's doing so. Yeah. So let me exit here as well. So let me open that back up. And let's see, I was in the lexer.c, I believe. Maybe it was not in Lexer. Was it down here, actually? It was indeed. So, yeah. And then we'll just put the same notes up here by length of keyword. Still happening. The error executing Lua. I think I probably need to update my configuration, perhaps. Let me try that. Give me a moment. Technical difficulties. Let's see. Is updating. Is it going to fail? And let's see. Alright, so I think that works. So let's see if that actually is better now. Yeah, so let's open up the lexer.c again. And let's see, can I type something? Alright, that seems to work. Yes, apologize for that. So let's build it again. We have some issues, because, yeah, so we need to init token. So I seem to have forgotten to see, where do we do init token? Initialize token. Yeah, I did not pass it here. I think that is going to be the only bit. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, so I didn't actually update the header file, which is what I was talking about actually. I remembered to do it, but I forgot to do it. And it seems that we do not have one for the generate character. So I can go ahead and make a prototype for that. And there we go. Alright, and we have problems now. I seem to have broken this. Oh, this is the issue. There we go. Now it works, so let's actually test it. Test.test. And okay, so 1.8. So now that is correct. Yes. So that is already much better. Yeah, list the file name, the line number as well, and let's make sure the line number works properly, actually. So let's open test.tasm. Yeah, so let's actually just move this down a bit, and then I'll just run it again from here. And 8.8, so that is line 8, it seems, and yeah, that is the 8th character. So that's pretty cool. And if we do it properly, this is gonna have errors for different. Well, it's not gonna have an error in there, but if you try to run it, test.tasm, it's not test.tim, then index out of range because we don't push anything. But yes, so that seems to work now, and this should, with any keyword, yeah. So that is not what we wanted. Well, that is what we want. I'm not sure why. Okay, but I think I should change something else as well. So I think that's in Alexa, where we have this. So I feel like this should be just like this kind of thing. So yeah, let me see if I can. So probably a better way to do this, but it's not going to take very long. I just need to update this so it's not, because that's going to make it a bit clearer what we're talking about if it's actually the same representation as what is written. So I feel like this is a good idea, and also not having the type before, because that's a little confusing. So all right, almost there, almost there. And there is a lot of stuff in here. But then in the future, when I actually add more to it, it is going to be easier because I'm going to start it properly. Do it properly the first time. Yeah, and then so that, yeah. So this actually doesn't. Perhaps I should add something to show that this is the actual type of the. Yeah, something that shows it's different because this is because with the number or the float or whatever, we went like basically type of int. I feel like that would be good. Type of float and type of yeah. And so this, I'm not sure if we'd ever actually use that, but yeah. So I think we'll just have label that like that. And then this can actually be type of label. And yeah, this is halt. And then this one shouldn't ever. We'll do that. Count of types is actually what that is. So if we build this now. So yeah, found int swap. So yeah, we need to actually update this here. So this can be %s or %s, and then after these, we'll do pretty token. Actually, we have to make a new token for that. I think we can do dot type. Type in. Yeah, so I don't know that it's gonna work. Yeah, it doesn't like this. All right, well we can just type it out. Type and all yeah, that's good. And now this should work for that. So if I build it again, expected type of int or let's see, or type of label. And there we go. Or type of label, but found in swap. What resource did you learn how to do this from, please? Well, so there's a few different things. So let me pull it up actually. Give me a second. So for the virtual machine in general, there's two sources primarily. So this is VM by Soding, YouTuber and Twitch streamer. That he has streams where he developed this, and I actually learned a lot of stuff about virtual machines from that. And then also crafting interpreters. there is also, this goes through developing a programming language, first as an interpreter and then as a virtual machine like we're doing here. So this is actually a good resource, and I learned a lot from that as well. And then all the rest, like some of this other stuff, I just learned as I went, by just looking up whenever I had a question on anything, and then just basically figured it out through trial and error. Yeah. So those are the two sources that I can directly provide. You can see a lot of it on my YouTube channel, where I basically problem solve in real time when I don't know something. Try that. It's mostly in Java. Yeah, well, it's not. You don't have to use Java. Like, it's not too difficult to translate it. It might be a little bit more difficult, like translating to C or something like that. That's not object oriented. But if you're familiar with C++, you could do that. It obviously not going to be exactly the same. Or you could do a higher level, like Python. Could use that, and that's fine with the learning. Like, it doesn't have to be a good language. But actually, the virtual machine in crafting interpreters is C. So, yeah. So you could do that as well, C. I don't know how that's going to work actually. Okay. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so what do I need to do now? Forgot where I was at. Oh yeah, so we have that now, and that seems to be working. Type of label, but found that. And if we change this to pop, then we run it again, and but found pop. Okay, so that is good. That's what we want. And then we can basically use this same error handling. Yeah. Trying to think. So, okay, yeah, so we need to do a similar thing here. I want to be able to reuse it because there's not really a point in retyping the same thing, because we can make a function like I'll probably move where it's at, but like print syntax error, something like that, and we are gonna take we're just gonna take everything that we use here. So we need the lexer, and then let's see, we need the current token. So token current, and I'll actually do a reference to it. And then we also need that's probably it actually. Yeah. So there we go. So this is only going to be called when you actually want it to exit with an error code. Yeah. So right now does work for this one. So if we come down here, so if we check this, then we can do let's see, print syntax error, and we'll pass the lexer and the current token. And we need to actually do that, and we're gonna have to update in this function because it is not a pointer. Where am I at? Right here. So yeah, this needs to be like that. All right, and now we need to do this as well. All right, build. Okay, and now if we run that, type of int or type of label, but found pop. So yeah, so now it works, but the problem is we don't always want to say type of int or type of label if we expect something different. So, so we need to figure out, we need to basically have, it can just be a character probably, expected, yeah, and then we can just, or not a character, a string, and then we can just do right here, expected %s. So then we can pass, this got a little weird because of the stuff, so I'll merge it together again. So that is going to be after the line right here. So yeah, so for this, just pass expected in there, and then then let's see, let me go ahead and break that up. There we go. That looks much nicer now. Yeah, so now if we pass expected when we call it here, yeah, so I can put type, oops, type of int or type of label. Now if I build it again, I have problems because I did not put a comma, and there's other problems. Oh, the problem is that this does not go as the second argument, it goes as the last argument. Not sure why I thought that, but not a big deal. Easy to change, and if we build that, there we go. Alright, yeah, so now it should work. And yeah, so now it is more versatile. So we can do the same thing down here. We can look at what we want here. So selected. Alright, so this is actually so this is after push. So we only want to be able to push effective type of. That's all we want to be able to push. And then yeah, but found. Yeah. So now that should work as well for push. We have something invalid in here, like push pop. You can't push pop. That doesn't work. Yeah, it's a type of int, but found push. So there's actually seems to be an extra end line or new line. Is that? Why is that? So, oh, it's probably because of the. No, I don't think it'd be because. Do I have a new line in here? Am I placing? I am. Okay, that's actually the issue. So I don't need the new line. I can actually query replace this. If I look, so what line number is this at? It is 129. Then up here is 45. So let's see, to 129, replace /n with nothing. And nope, that's okay. Whoops. So I need to do that a different way because that's obviously not going to work. Alright, so I think I can do something like /n that. And it doesn't actually. Maybe that's not gonna work. Yeah, I won't worry about that right now. And actually, I can just do that. That'll be easier. Yeah, that works. Because we're always gonna be printing that last, so that is good. That is fine. So now we have already. This is much better because we have the file name, line number. Yeah. So let's actually. We can probably also pass in the type of error, something like that. Yeah, so instead of just saying error, we do type of error. So that's actually the third thing before expect type of error. And then we can pass that as well. So, so that'll come before here. So let's see. So this is a syntax error. Error. Function type. Okay, syntax error, and then here is also a. Okay, and if we build that, run it, syntax error. You code in C for your job. No, I do not have a job right now. I'm in school currently. I hope to be coding in C professionally at some point. It's my favorite language. I love C. But yes, so I don't know. There we go. Right. Yes, indeed. Syntax error. Okay. Expected type of int. Yeah, so that is a pretty good error message, I think. So what else would we have errors? Well, actually, let's look. So if we make this something that's not a keyword, s, and then if we run that, then alright, then it just says undeclared label. So, but if we define a label and then run it, it's still undeclared. Because it's not asked. Alright, yeah. So then we don't get any errors. So that is not good. We should be getting errors. So I'm not sure why this is. Yeah, so actually this is why. Because if we're pushing, we're not going to push a label. So let me get rid of that check entirely. Let's build it again. And now we should get an error. expected int, but found push. That's not right. So, okay. So that is expected type of int. Started learning C as well. What resources do you recommend? Well, so I can pull up a couple of them. Let me see if I can find it. So I have this one here. I watched like this is if you're new, like overall new, advertisement. Yes. So this is free code camp. Yeah. C program tutorial for beginners. Whoops, that's playing now. That's pretty good. If you're new completely. If you already know stuff, then maybe like watching the pointer part if you're not familiar with that. Other than that, basically just kind of search up pointers in C and memory management in C, stuff like that. Yeah, and then just read through any tutorials you can find on there, and try to learn those because those are really the hardest part to grasp, in C. And then once you understand that, then just try to build stuff and look up any questions you have. Like I don't think there's necessarily any resources you need to follow. Like once you figure out something specific that you want to do, you can find some resources on that as well. But just in general for learning C, yeah, I think just kind of basically doing what I said. So after you watch that video, if you're completely new, if you already know programming, probably won't help too much. Just get a good grasp on pointers and memory management, and then build stuff. Anything you want. Like, just pick something. Even if you think I'm not gonna be able to do that, then do it anyway. Yeah. Yes, so that is what I recommend. So this is now what we want. Expected type of int, but found push. So yeah, this is because we don't actually increment. No, we do. Oh, it's because we don't set it again. So we go ahead and do that. And okay. So that is because we don't actually. I need to modify this. Oh yeah, I need to do that. Add new line to all of these. There we go. Alright, so that should... If I rebuild this now. Right, okay, I will, thanks. You are welcome. Alright, there we go. The type of int, but found type of label. So, yeah, can't do that. Because that is all that we would expect for push is... Oh, okay. Well, I guess it could be an int. Yeah, so actually... No. So this should be type of int, or type of float, or type of character. So that's actually what we wanted. Let's see. Yeah. So if we run this again, we don't actually have to error because I did not do that. So if we run that, it's type of int or type of float. So it's kind of a long error message, but gets the point across pretty well. Yeah. So what other errors would we run into? So do we have anything else where we are printing to, whoops, to st there in here? Undeclared label. Yeah. So we could actually do that. So we can basically just do the same thing. So perhaps I should have something just specifically for printing that. No, I'll just copy it for now. Yeah. So if I just grab that right here. So do we don't actually have access. We need to add the Lexer in here. If we want to be able to do that. If I can do that properly. Declared label error. That's all that we need to say there. And that'll be the label. So we need to actually take in the Lexer here. And then as we need a specific token as well, but we don't have that. So we can get the file name, but we can't really get the line number, I don't believe. Actually we can't, because it is in this. The head value. Yeah. So head value.line and head value.character. So that will actually do that, and then we can do Lexer file. So yeah, then we just need to pass the Lexer into here as well. Check labels, and pass in the Lexer, just like that. And let's see. So that is a type of character star. Oh, so I forgot to actually add something. So I don't need that. That was the issue. So now if we run it, yeah. So if we do undeclared label, so this would be an undeclared label. No, that is not. So if we just do something like, well, I don't know actually. Is that gonna say undeclared now? Undeclared label ask. Okay, yeah. So undeclared label ask. Let me actually. So like undeclared label. Like what's the like? Is there a good name for that? Like we have syntax error when there's a syntax error. Should I just say undeclared label? I'm not sure. Alright, what does a C error look like? Yeah, so see, this is the same format. So error use. Alright, so that's kind of what C looks like. Alright, yeah, I think that's probably fine. Just undeclared label error. Let's see, where do I have that? Undeclared label. I think just, yeah, you probably should say that it's an error. And then, whoops, error, undeclared, whoops, this needs to be a colon, error undeclared label, yes, and that should work now. So if we build this again, and error undeclared label ask. Okay, so that's pretty good, I think. Quite happy with that. Perhaps it should be surrounded in quotations like this, though. Yeah, that's good, I think. Because then it's more clear where it starts and ends. So I think that is helpful. So, is there anywhere else where we do stare? Could not initialize hash map. So this should probably be an assert, actually. Yeah, just like assert false, and then could not initialize hash map. Because that should never happen. And if it does happen, we just want to do that because that's like a program error. So yeah, that's not something. Not sure how we can test that exactly. But yeah. So let me see. So let's see. Is there anywhere else we have stare? S to the dare. Could not place that in the hash map. So I feel like this could be another assert. Yeah. Assert false. And then could not place items in hash map because again that shouldn't ever actually happen. So we don't want that. This actually is a good error. Redeclaration of label. So, so that's not a syntax error. That's like another label error, label-esque error. So if I actually go ahead and grab this, right here. So let's see. Let me actually modify this to say, instead of type of error, and then when we pass it, we just pass syntax. Because it's always going to be an error, so we can, yeah. Syntax error. So that'll be good. Let's get back to this. So error. So this is label %x already declared. I don't think we need to say where it's already declared. So label. All right, yeah. So then we need that. We don't have the current token in here, so we do need to pass that. We do have the index and the line number though. So instead of this, we can just say line number and let's see, index. I think index is what we want. I think that is good. So we don't want this. Yeah. So we have that, and then we need the Lexer token stack index. Text and yeah, so that should work now. Let's see. Made some errors. So that has file name, line number. Oh, I forgot a comma here. That is rather important. Okay, and it seems to work now. So let's actually test it. So label is already declared. So let's so I keep saying so. Yeah, let's just do something like that, and then we'll run it, and label ask already declared. So that actually worked, and so it does print it on the first definition though. So we don't really want that. Yeah, so I think I need to take that's a bit confusing. Let's see. So now it's gonna label ask is already declared. But it's not already declared at this point. So the problem is the way we're going through it. I'm not sure how I could go about fixing that exactly though. That's a bit complicated. All right, let's actually do vector stack next dot line. See what that says. Yeah, all right, so that's actually right. So the problem was just the line number that we're pushing in here is for something different that I don't know. Yeah, so we'll do the same thing for the character. Instead of using index. I'm not even sure that's... I could read the code, but that's not Why did I... Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Okay, 2-1. Label ask already declared. And if we add another one, then it should say in the same place. Alright, so it actually shows both of them. So, do I not exit? Yeah, I don't exit after that. So we do want to exit. That was useful for debugging, but practically, you want to exit. So now it should just print the 1. Oh, I need to reload. Now, yeah, it just prints the 1. So the first redeclaration. And that is good. Yes. So perhaps something that would be better is to just create a collection of the errors. Then after we go through the entire process, then just print every error. But I'm not gonna do that right now. Yes indeed. Because it's good enough. Because then you figure it out pretty fast. In the future, definitely want to do that. But not now. So yeah, so now we can do label and cheese. And then if we put ask again, then yes. And that is the correct line number. And if we indent it, it should say a different, yeah, 5, and that is correct. So that all seems to be working. That is quite nice indeed. This is much better than it was when I started. Yeah, so is there anywhere else where we print an error like so? That seemed to be the last one. So is there any place that we're not handling? I need to think. So push, we handle that. Index swap, all the different ones. We do handle that. Let's actually... So that shouldn't work. So let's see what happens when I run it. Type in or type of label, but found type of float. Alright, that is actually... That is good. And we can't swap character. Is it going to think that it should know? Yeah, type of character. So that's good. Push, we can push any of these. Yeah, so that actually works. And if we print, then it's gonna... Then if we run it... And yeah, so as character is that. Yes, indeed. So we do need some better ways to display the information based on what type it is, because obviously we don't want to do it like this always. So that is something I need to think about. Because obviously this isn't ideal. But yeah, like especially in the test, let's see, test / hello world. There is hello world, but this is what it is. So if we run that, hello world.tim, yeah, hello world. This is how it prints it. So obviously that's not exactly what we want, but yeah, it's kind of fun. So that's why I kept it. So, all right. So what do we need now? Let's see. I think we can remove test.test. We do not need that. Not need that now. So I think that is all of the errors that we need to handle in there right now, at least. Do we have any of these? So I think we could do the same thing. And this can be air. And yeah, so we can just pass in the let's see, line and carry. Alright, and whoops. And if we run this, alright, and we have some problems. Yeah, because I forgot to do the Lexer file name. And we don't have the Lexer in here, so we need to actually pass that. Lexer, and we're gonna have to update this in the header file as well. So that is, which function was this? Generate character. Lexer. Alright, yes. And then, yeah, we can just do that. So in generate character, generate char, we will pass in, if I can type, Lexer. And we don't have the Lexer. So, we actually just need to pass the file name. File name. File name, is that what it is? Yeah, file name. So that should work, actually. So we do need to change this. Instead of being a Lexer, we want the file name. Okay, file name. And then, yes. So where is file name? No, it's in here. That's where I want to change. This needs to be. And then, let's see, we need to remove that from there, and that should work now. Okay, let's type int. Oh, yeah, so this needs to just be, there we go. And now, let's let me make that, test.test. We're going to need that again, so let's open that here. Test.tasm, and yeah, so we'll just push that without the closing. And then if we run it, well, let's build it first. I don't remember if I built it. So yeah, expected close single quote. And so that says expected close, but we already. Yeah. So actually, that is still valid. I think I can just do something like that. That's probably good. Yeah. Error expected that. Yeah, that's probably the best way. Like, I could surround it in more of these, but then it's not clear. What do we expect, you know? Yeah, so I think a single one is good, and let's actually make that, and yes, indeed. So that is good now. And that should be the correct one. Yeah, so after there, that is good. So where else do we do this? It's there. It's there. Could not open file. So, yeah. That is actually probably fine. Let's make it there. Could not, well, probably find file. Because that should say if it's not found, right? So yeah, if we do tasm, could not find file, yeah. So that is good. Could not read from file. And we'll just pass file path. Make this error. Could not read from file back. Oops, tasm. So actually, I don't know if I can trigger that, but that should be good. Could not read from file. This can be with a colon. Okay, so that is looking pretty good. Let's actually make it. Cannot find file. That. Yeah, so that is good. So where else? Or Stack Overflow. So this should be an assert, actually. Because, yeah, this is something that is going to be updated dynamically in the future. So yeah, we can just do Lexer stack size is less than next token stack size and stack overflow. And yeah, then we can just get rid of that entirely. And so I'm not going to test that, but I'm quite certain it would work. Yeah, so that'll be good. And this will be actually pretty much the same thing, but the opposite way. And also it's going to be 0. It's greater than 0. greater than or equal to 0. No, greater than 0, because it has to be. So stack underflow. Okay. So that should be pretty good. And yeah. So it still works. We can get rid of this now because we checked that already. So let's see, where else do we have that? So that seemed to be it actually. So that is pretty good. And I think something that I want to do is in the generate keyword or current index equals underscore. And that should actually be enough to support underscores, I think. Yeah, so if we open up this and we do this is label, and then just like push 5 and something like that, and we build it, and then yeah. So yeah, then if we try to jump, this is label, and yeah, if we put 10 and print there, it shouldn't do that, and it should jump to the label properly. Yeah. Okay, so that seemed to work. So yeah, now we have support for underscores in labels. Not as the first character though. So that is a thing. Or maybe? Oh, it just ignores it. Yeah. So like if we do this, it will ignore that. I think I'll just check that down here as well, and then it won't ignore it, and it will just be an error. So where's is alpha? It's actually the first one here. I just cannot see. So current index equals underscore. And now we build this up. Actually, let me see. So yeah, we do this, then it should be undeclared. All right, yeah. But then if we do this here, and yeah, it all works. Okay, so that is pretty cool. Now we have underscores. That is something that I have been meaning to do. Yes, indeed. So what else do we have? What else? So that's all pretty good. There's probably some more cleaning up stuff I could do. Let's see. Yeah. So that. Then assert hash map error does not equal 0. And could not initialize hash map. I actually don't need to make that all caps, so there we go. And now that should just work like that. Oh, whoops. Messed that up actually. And we can get rid of that. Yeah, so now if we build this, can't do that. Alright, and it doesn't work. So we want it to be equal 0. That's what we're checking next. So now, yeah, now it works. Let's see, where else were we doing an assertion like that? Was that the only one in here? Let's see. Error equals this. And then assert hash map error equals 0, and then could not place item in hash map. And yeah, so that should not happen. So we should be good now. Okay. So that's a bit nicer looking now. Do we have more here actually? Yeah, those ones are fun. Yes, indeed. So I think this is good enough to commit for now. Let's see. So updated error handling. So it prints the current file name. internal path, as well as the line number and here. And we'll push that. And that should be up here now. Yep, alright. So that is cool. Cool beans. So now, let's see. So let me read through and see if there's something else. So this actually is something that I wanted to do. So I wanted to make a hash map, and then basically just put each character in the hash map. And then when we get the keyword, we just use, like here, I can show you. In generate keyword, here, let's see, where do we do this? Yeah, check label type. Check built-in keywords. That's actually what it is. Instead of doing that, we could just check in the hash map with the keyword name, and then if it returns 0 or null or whatever, then we know that's not valid. So then we would know it's a label. Otherwise, it would work out. So that is something that I would like to do. And then it's also gonna be really easy to add a new keyword. Well, I guess it's pretty easy now. Basically, we just copy this and then paste it and then change it. But then it would just be one line where it's just put into the hash map. I'm not going to do that now, I don't think, though. But that is something that I will do, and that is going to make it more efficient than all this if, else, if, that kind of stuff. Yes. Init token, that is good. Okay. And yeah, we return the token. Let me see. Keyword name. Okay, yeah, so this is all good for now. Obviously it's not perfect and there's a lot of optimization that could be made, but I'm just simple things right now is what I'm looking over. So let's see. Yeah, so let's actually look in the chasm.c, this one here. Yeah, this actually needs to be reduced basically. So I think I can do something like replace the new line with space. No. Trying to think, what's a good way to go about doing it? Alright, well, we can do that, and then we can do same thing, do this. Alright, now they are all actually on the same line. It just doesn't look nice because of the formatting. This is a different. So yeah, then we can change the formatting to make it look a little better. So once we get to the end here, do something like that. This needs to be like that. To make it consistent actually. Okay, I apologize for that. I had to do something really quick. Yes, so let me see. That is pretty close. And yeah, I want this all to be pretty much the same, but okay. There we go. That looks pretty good. Looks a lot better than it did. Yes. Probably made that more complicated than it needed to be. but that's okay. So yeah, now this is where we're going through, and this is something that you need to change. No, actually, it's not in here. It's in the parser. But yeah, so you should not be here. Yeah, that's just assertion message. Not very helpful, but so yeah, this is just interpreting it properly. If it's a push. Yeah, and then we just push the push. All right, so that is actually looking good. That's chop file by dot. Here's the main. Yeah, so this is all good. This is something that last stream, which was a week ago, I actually simplified a whole lot compared to how it was. It's still not perfect. I feel like there's some more things we could do with this. Yeah, some more stuff that we could do, but I think it is okay for now. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So, something else. So something that I wanted to discuss. So this is probably the next stream. Something that I would like to do is a preprocessor, right? So I can show that actually. I will actually exit out of this. Boing. All right. Yeah. So if this will just be temporary. CPP, which is not C++, but C preprocessing. So, all right. Oh, okay. There. Yeah. So it's the C preprocessor. Okay. Yeah, the C preprocessor. So if you're not familiar, I can sort of show you. Test.c. So if you do in C, you can define macros. So like hashtag define, and then type in the variable name and then the value, and it can be anything, but this is typically something that it would be used for. And then it would be like, you have a for loop or whatever. I'm not writing valid code or anything right now, but yeah. So in this, basically, if I exit out of this, you're on CPP. I think if you do test.c, yeah. So this, you can actually pipe the output into. See if I can test.txt. Yeah. Yeah, so this is basically what it makes. Yeah. So here, yeah, basically just change this to 100, and then this is information about like the file and whatnot. So that's basically what it does. Basically it expands macros as well as including files. So if you do something, let's see, if we make test2.c, and in here we have a defined n is 150, and then also we have printf 123, something like that, and then test.c, and then we include, let's see, test2.c. Yeah, and we don't define it, then it's still going to work because we have it defined in the other one. So if we do that, and then we look at test.txt, you can see it expanded here. So there is some stuff here, but you can see here is the first file where we're including. We have print 100, and then here we have the second one. I'm not sure why it's placed afterward though, but you can see basically it shows the line number in the file name, all that stuff. So that is what I would like to do. Trying to figure out. Yes, like where is this from? Let me actually remove and we'll run the C preprocessor again. Okay, there we go. So this is more what I was expecting. So basically this is the file that we included, and the line number that it starts at, and then it includes the definition in there as well. And then here we can use that. Basically, there's more features to it, but that's what I want to implement, basically. Yeah. So I don't think it'd be too difficult. I could just use the C preprocessor technically, but I don't want to do that. I've never made one before, and I think it would be fun. So the way I would like mine to look is, instead of using hashtags, you use like an @ symbol, and then you do @def to define, and then you type the name, so n, and then the value 100, or it could be whatever, and then yeah. So then you run mine, titanium preprocessor, or tip and you run it on the file, and then yeah, it generates an output file. So that would be the command line utility. Basically, I want it to be a header only file. So then it's easy to include in your project, but if you want it as a command line tool, there's also that provided. I think that would be helpful, and I want to make it versatile enough that any future projects I use, like the programming, like the actual Titanium programming language, which I'm going to make once it's mature enough, that can use it, as well as the assembly for it, and any other thing I can use. And also other people could use it if they wanted to. So that is something that I'm going to be working on for the next stream. So I'm going to do a bit of research. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. It's not going to be quite as advanced as the C one. But basically, I would want it to explain to something like this, where basically you have the file name. So, right. Actually, if it's a definition, then it will just remove everything, and it'll just make it say like that, basically. But if you're doing include, which would be something like import, and then just in quotes, you type the name of the file, so something like that. And then I want it to expand to look like the file name, right? And then also comma line number, or maybe just space line number. So then you can know. So then in the parser, you handle that, where you know whenever you see this, after it is going to be the file name, and then it's going to have the line number immediately after that, and then there's going to be, goes back to test.c, the original one, and on whatever line number it's at. And so in here, you know, you have printf 3, you know, whatever's in the actual file, and all that stuff. So that is the vision that I have, basically, and it's much simpler than the C preprocessor. But I think it would be more than enough for my purposes at the moment, and I can obviously expand on it later if I want to. Yes, so that is the goal. So it is going to be like a different project. It's not going to be in this folder. It'll be in a different one, different repository, all that stuff. But that is next time. So let me see. So I don't remember what I changed actually. Clean up a few things. Really small for me, but that's okay. And should be up now. Yeah, okay, perfect. So that is gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.